The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer are undoubtedly American classics, but Mark Twain's two most famous books are also controversial. The N-word appears hundreds of times. Deanna Sumanak now with a U.S. publisher's plan to release a new sanitized version of the books.
With hundreds of editions and several film adaptations, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is a classic.
Wouldn't be none but trouble.
But some feel Huck is something more malignant, a reminder of America's racist past that has repelled many would-be readers. The N-word makes more than 200 appearances on its pages. So Alabama-based New South Books is printing a new edition of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, replacing all of those N-words with the word slave. Now that decision is opening up a big discussion. Alan Ackerman is a professor of American literature at University of Toronto.
Well, I think it's a bad decision because then people can't read the book that was written, and it whitewashes an aspect of history that was evil, but you have to be able to talk about evil things that happened in history.
Debates about whether Huckleberry Finn should be pulled from the school curriculums or even bookshelves have been raging for decades. According to Canadian award-winning novelist Austin Clarke, what the new edition is doing is trying to clean up a legacy of racism that Twain is a part of.
The book is a racist book, and I don't think that even softening the language would make it more acceptable to me.
So which version do you have here?
Well, I have the Penguin edition.
But Alan Ackerman feels it's wrong to confuse the racist sentiments of the character, in this case Huckleberry Finn, with Mark Twain's own beliefs.
Mark Twain married an abolitionist and was radically opposed to racism and violence against African Americans that was going on in the 1880s. And the point of presenting a racist character was to draw attention to that problematic dynamic in history, not to foster it.
The New South Books edition of Huckleberry Finn is just one of the dozens of published versions of the novel available at Canadian bookstores. Ackerman believes the original version will continue to be taught in university courses. Deanna Sumanak, CBC News, Toronto.
Mark Twain's books aren't the only classics to stir up controversy. According to the American Library Association, F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby is one of the most commonly challenged or banned books because of language and sexuality. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger has been a target since its publication because of obscenity, sexual references, and moral issues. And Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird is often challenged because of racism and adult themes.